All right, Ma. So let's move on to Married at First Sight. And so we are in the beginning stages of Married at First Sight. I did see I don't know if you paid attention to, was it Michael? Is Michael the one who, is that his name?
Yeah, he was stood up.
He was stood up. It looks like in upcoming episodes, they're asking him, does he want to try again? Right? Because you mentioned that. You said that they owe him
yeah, sure they owe him that. Would you
want to try again with Married at First Sight after that happened to you? Would you feel comfortable?
I'd be fine. I'd be fine because, look, we already talked about mental health and the statistics. You're going to get, among all those people, you're going to get one or two that's just complete flake. So hers happened to manifest itself in that way. There's others who went through with the ceremony, but they were so nasty, they may as well not have. They've had other people who, stood there and went through with the ritual, but they were horrible.
Yeah.
They may as well, they didn't stay with the person. They didn't stay in the apartment with them and this and that. We've had several who behaved that way.
Yeah.
And for all intents and purposes, what they did was just waste everybody's time. This woman just saved him. He just dodged a bullet as far as I'm concerned.
But I think they should show her face. I don't like that.
I agree with you 100%. How dare she be able to get away with that? You did it, so now you own it. I agree with you 1,000%, daughter. I agree with you. That was very cowardly, and I don't know what's up and why they aren't doing it. I don't know what kind of legal constraints they're under that's preventing them from doing it. I think they need to do it. I'm with you.
They embarrass him. Why is it?
Yeah, right. That's right. Why is it okay for you to walk away unscathed, but he's got to sit there and absorb all of it?
Right.
No, and I do think they, should offer him. Now that's up to him if he wants to do it again. If it was me, I would take it as nothing but just that she's a flaky ass woman. I'll take my chances again if I, believed in it at all. I wouldn't think it's going to happen twice. Anything can happen once, but sometimes lightning strikes twice, but very rarely. I would take my chance.
They've never had that all of their seasons where the person.
Yeah, well, never, but now they did. So now they have to deal with it. So it was bound to happen. Listen, it was bound to happen at some point. They've had all kind of terrible things happen on there where to me, it would have been better if they didn't get married. They've had all kind of nasty things happen. Remember the girl married the basketball guy and he was out dating other people and leaving her home. Yeah. Oh, come on. They've had terrible things, please. So if I was him, no, I'd get over it. And if I wanted to marry somebody else, I'd take another shot.
Okay.
So don't forget he has his calendar cleared for this show. So he's, made arrangements. So, no problem.
Well, we'll see, Ma. We'll see what happens with that. But I think that he is owed, definitely a second or third chance or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Absolutely.
I just hope that there's better results for him because I didn't like how he was treated. All right, so let's get into Emily and Brennan. So, I don't know, Brennan, he loves to be loved, supposedly. And Emily, she, how I feel about this couple, because Emily to me seems like she hasn't had any real experiences in long-term relationships. And Brennan seems like when he said that he will never get a divorce, this is it. That scares me. Not that, we've talked about this before. Nobody goes into a marriage with the intention of getting divorced. No one does that. But don't sit here and make it seem like things don't happen that are unexpected and that you can't prevent. And, or, you grow out of love or that person grows out of love. Because if one person wants a divorce, you're getting a divorce. If one person wants a divorce and y'all aren't going to work on it and you you can't, you can't control that. So that to me, those two are a mismatch. I don't know what your thoughts on that are.
Well, I mean, come on. We all know it takes two to get married, but it only takes one to get a divorce. OK, so it doesn't matter. I think he's just, just being, sort of exaggerating his commitment to marriage. He means he's really committed to the concept of monogamy and marriage and so forth. And I got it. Excuse me. But as far as him saying he's never going to get a divorce, that's ridiculous.
Well,
That's ridiculous.
I don't
Okay.
I don't think they're compatible. That's what is worrying me.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know that Emily is compatible with anyone at this point because she has had no experience. And I think that's a bad idea because you're going to get your experience someplace. If you haven't had experience prior to marriage, when you're going to get it.
Right.
Okay. Most people are going to get it. And I would be looking at her sideways because I wouldn't want to marry her until she decides she want to stretch out on me, you
Right.
know. And I don't even know what that means in terms of anything with her. So I would be looking at her sideways, and I would think that that marriage, quote unquote, is going to require a little bit of extra work because she's coming in there with an extra red flag that most people don't have. Most people have had some kind of history, you know. So, I mean, it could work out any kind of ways because we all know it's all a big crapshoot. So it could work out any kind of way. But her husband needs to be aware of that and, account for that. That's all. Maybe this will give her a chance, him and her together, to create whatever they want to. Maybe it could be good that she doesn't have a history of bad relationships. But I would think that having some experience would be helpful.
I agree.
So let's just see how that goes.
I agree. And then we have Lauren and Orion, and I worry about this couple too. I see, they showed some preview clips, and it seemed like they were trying to make things work, but then it seemed like she slept with somebody else. Now, what do you mean? Did you actually have sex with somebody else? Was this you mentioned something about the bachelorette party? Was this during the bachelorette party that she slept with somebody else? Was it during what was going on?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because they put out so many cliffhangers, you never really know what's going on. Because I know she traveled to a couple of places. She was in Paris for something, and she was in some other country for something, all under the guise of partying, whatever it was.
Right.
So I don't know. And I know at one of these events, she said she had it was a party. She had a good time. And at the other one, it was kind of more subdued. So I don't know which is which. And she didn't go into details. Or did she say she went to Vegas? Because somebody was talking about they went to Vegas and what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I forgot which one of them. That was during the after party they were talking. So
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what any of it is, but I'm sure we'll get clarity as we move on down the road. So we shall see what it is.
So, I mean, we don't really know because, sometimes they take things out of context, but is it not a red flag to you when Orion said that he never dated anyone in his race? That he never dated,
No. The only reason, because to me, he sort of explained, look, wait a minute, let me put this out here. We know it's going to be some reason for either all or 4 out of 5. What is it? 4 now because Michael didn't, or, it's going to be some reason for these relationships to combust. Okay. All of a sudden, something going to blow up with them. Okay. They're just going to combust one way or another for whatever reason. Okay. We already know that. We just don't know the reason. For Orion, my interpretation is that he didn't date within his own group is because he said the women, because of the matriarchal societies that many of them are, and he doesn't like it. He doesn't like women telling him what to do. Well, he didn't, and he doesn't like being bossed around. So I just my inference from that was that that's why he didn't date within his own group.
Well, but
it wasn't a red flag to me because he explained it. I got it. Okay. But I don't know to what extent. I don't know what that means. You have to sort of live that out and give examples of what that means. I don't know what that means.
I think when you don't ever date inside your group or your race or whatever you want to say, to me, that is a red flag. I'm not saying that you have to exclusively date within your race or your group or whatever.
No, right. But never is a different problem. Right. Well, he claims that he's very self-aware and very proud of his culture. So there is a little bit of dichotomy going on there. So I'm not really sure what's happening with that. So to that extent, I give it to you, but I kind of understood why he meant he had a preference for women who were from different backgrounds because he didn't run into that as much. But to me, that's almost a stereotype because they certainly say that about Black women.
Oh,
They
for sure.
at the top of the list. So
Yeah.
I'm not, and I don't see Lauren as being a shrinking violet.
All right.
So, I don't know. I don't know, daughter. The more I talk about this, the more I think you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Okay.
The more I talk about it, I'm like, oh boy, yeah. And I myself have acknowledged that my initial assessment of them was just looking at even just physically, I'm getting masculine energy from her and feminine energy from him. And I said that all along, but that is also why it might work. But then he's also saying he doesn't like to be bossed around.
Right.
So, he's got that kind of energy too. Yeah. So, well, those gender roles are like a pretzel. They twist and turn, So we'll see. Okay.
All right. Another couple is Becca and Austin, and I don't really know how I'm feeling this couple because Becca, she seems like she's all quirky and and they like the Nintendo 60 and they're both allergic to cats and they like to rollerblade or whatever the hell it is they like to do. But one thing, Becca, she's sex positive, and Austin doesn't.
He's slow moving.
So I don't know what that means.
I didn't like her. I believe it was his friends. Was that Austin's friends or Brendan's friends? I think it was Austin's friends asking if they were going to have sex that night. One of those group of friends asked that question, which I thought that was inappropriate.
It might have been Brendan.
It might have been Brendan's friend. Whichever group of friends that was, I thought that was inappropriate. And she answered them something like, well, we'll see how it goes or whatever she said. But I thought that was inappropriate. See, and she was just trying to be nice. But to me, they was stepping over the line because that ain't none of their damn business what we do because we all grown.
Right.
And how you asking me, I don't know what we'll do. We'll have to wait and see. She could have gave a nice answer, but she could have also took that opportunity to let them know. Don't step over the line.
I'm not sure which one it was because I remember
it was one set of those guys. It was either one of them was asking was they going to get busy and they were saying because he likes to take it slow and this and that. Oh well, you know what? You worry about what you getting tonight. Don't be worrying about
I don't know if we're mixing them both up because I know Austin's people.
I don't remember.
Austin's people definitely said that he likes to take it slow and he doesn't rush into physical.
Oh, well, maybe it was Austin's people then because it was the same group who asked her the question. So then it was Austin's people because I remember because they said to her because he likes to take it slow.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So that's Austin's people. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and Becca, and then sex positive. Oh, I'll just leave it alone. They're good.
Look, like I said, whoever that is there with the pink hair, just because her hair is pink, that don't mean she's pink, honey.
Right.
Right.
Oh gosh. And finally, the final couple to get married was Claire and Cameron. And I thought that to me, they were like the cutest couple, even though there's a height difference, but
they were funny and quirky and cute, right? I agree. Yeah.
I like them. I hope that they last, but to me, they seem to off bat have good chemistry.
Yeah.
I just he seemed like a nice guy.
And he's funny and he's like real funny, Yeah. He's got that nice personality. Yeah.
So listen, I don't know what's going to happen. We were introduced to the couples. Everybody's married now. So we will see if they show their behinds or not.
Oh, right? Yes. The party will start next week. Yeah. Oh, we will start to see them stretch out next week. Oh, yeah. So good. They have a good cast. And let's see what happens with Michael. And, I want them to, give him his opportunity or have him involved to the best of their ability. And, I've seen them, fumble many, many times when these relationships blow up and whatever. I've seen them, I think, drop the ball on a number of occasions. But let's just see. I know they have contractual restrictions and so forth. So let's just see, how everything works out with Michael. But like you said, this one is new. But they've had a lot of first times and they just sort of glazed over it and didn't directly confront when people have been in violation of a lot of things that we thought that they were supposed to do.
Oh, 100%.
And they have done nothing. Just let the couples, they may come in and talk about it or whatever, but they basically just let the couples do whatever they want to do, which they took away from the show.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just see how it all works out.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll see what happens with the couples. And I think I'm going to get in trouble for this. I think they took your advice this year. We have one black woman on the show, and there's no black men on the show. I guess they said they need to, have some,
they'll balance it out. They'll balance it out. I'm confident they'll balance it out. And also, look, I think also if the people are from that local area, I think that has a lot to do with it.
That's true.
I mean, not saying that they don't have black men there, but let's just say they certainly don't have the availability. They don't have the girth and girth of black men there that they do in other areas.
That's true.
It is Colorado. So, okay. So we shall see.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour.